Hey, this is Tim of the 1916 Company at Watches and Wonders 2025. I am here with Speake-Marin. We're going to be talking about a couple of dress watches and sports watches from the Resilience and Ripples collection. So we're going to start right now with the watch that's on my wrist. It's rare that they size these things to fit me, so I'm just enjoying this while it lasts. This is the new Skeleton, so it's the Ripple Skeleton and ultra thin. The watch is still 40.3 millimeters in diameter, but what really sets it apart is that it is 6.3 millimeters thick. And intriguingly, they don't have to play any tricks to make it so. It uses one of their proprietary micro-rotor movements from the sister company Cercle des Eaux Légères. It's actually got a 52-hour power reserve, which is quite respectable for something this thin and compact. It's got a lovely skeletonization and a very agreeable integration of bracelet and case. A really cool piece. This is going to be available immediately as you're seeing this. 29,900 Swiss francs. This is from the Ripples collection, and it's steel. Now we're going to jump over from the Skeleton Ultra Thin to the Ripples in gold. Now this is interesting because there are two different cases at Speake-Marin. There's the Piccadilly case, which is more formal, I suppose you could say, and then the Cité case. And both of these refer to the firm's British roots, of course. The watch you have right here is a really intriguing 4N gold. So it's got a lovely pink hue verging on red, and then an array of different I'm not going to say grayscale so much as gold scale elements. Everything with a little bit of an undertone of gold. Striations on the dial, polished, satinated, sharply faceted differentiation. We've got a denim-like textile on top of a leather base. And this one even has a two-tone buckle. By the way, we are looking at prototypes in some instances, so keep in mind whatever you get at the consumer level will be even a little bit better. So this watch right here is also $29,900, and it is also 40.3 millimeters in diameter. So now we're going to jump over to the Resilience collection in the Piccadilly case. Now we're talking about watches that are conventionally round, though maybe not conventionally shaped in total. So this is a watch right here, 38 millimeters. This is 5N red gold. Now this is from the Resilience collection, Japanese enamel dial, and Japanese enamel is the style. It's particularly high quality, laborious enamel execution, and you can see, as with vintage pocket watches of the type once restored by Peter Speake-Marin, there's a little symbolic screw on the dial, and that's symbolic of the screw that would often fix a porcelain or enamel dial to a pocket watch in historical times. The lugs are very strong, though you can see that the fit of the watch is enabled by them being very close set to the case. There's even a little bit of a recess behind the strap so that it has an unimpeded full range of motion, and you can see that in the form of a flatting of the case. It's a beautiful looking watch. As you can tell, the enamel is absolutely flawless, and some enamel checks the box, and it's chalky, it's got ridges, it's got texture. This is as glassy as lacquer, which is deeply impressive and very hard to achieve. The watch also features a version of the micro-rotor auto, this time not skeletonized. It's still a 52-hour power reserve, and I'm happy to say it is a great looking movement. This is a little bit more artisanal. When you have versions of the movement that feature polished bevels, it's a bit more artisanal. You can see that particularly well on the gold version of the Ripples. So although there are several micro-rotor movements with the same power reserve, there are several different levels of finishing. So keep that in mind if you're shopping Speake-Marin. Now this watch is really cool. At a price of $26,900, it is the gold cased option. And I say that because for those who really like the look and the Japanese enamel, there is also the titanium cased option. So there are two different versions of this. One is 42, one is 38. Pricing for this is $15,500, and just to be clear, we're talking Swiss francs. So everything I'm mentioning is in Swiss franc. Whenever you are watching this, go to Google, type convert Swiss franc to dollars, you'll find out what it costs, or in your currency as necessary. The movement is the same basic architecture, so you get a lot of the same tech features, and the dial features the same Japanese enamel, so you're not being shorted the enamel, so to speak. Also a little bit unusual, the execution is on an inconel base. Normally with enamel, it's going to be silver, it's going to be copper, it's going to be gold. This is specifically to prevent damage or delamination of the vitreous paint and the dial base during firing. So this is something I've never seen before. Throw the watch on the wrist real quick. This is, again, remember, this is the big one, and there is a small one. So 42 and 38, two different sizes here. Very easy to wear. None of these are thick because of the micro-rotor automatic, and you can see it's equipped with a full folding clasp. So we have from the Resilience collection two different versions, the Piccadilly case, Japanese enamel with micro-rotor, 38 and 42, gold and titanium. And then from the Ripples collection, we have two different versions of the sports watch, a very ornate gold that somehow gets dressed down a bit by denim, and then the full integrated bracelet of the skeleton. Both of these are really cool. They're very solid in the hand. I have to say my heart belongs to this one because 6.3 millimeters with automatic winding, boom, that just zings me. It's been Tim Masso of the 1916 Company at Watches and Wonders 2025 with Speake-Marin watches.